Aperture refers to the diameter of the opening on the back of the lens that determines how much light reaches the camera's sensor. We measure aperture using a series of numbers that are known as f-stops. In this sequence, the lower the number, the larger the opening of the lens, therefore allowing in more light, resulting in a brighter image. The higher the f number, the smaller the aperture diameter, resulting in less light reaching the sensor, creating a darker image. We can also use the aperture to isolate the subject from the background, which is known as a shallow depth of field, in which only a small plane of your image is in focus. To achieve this, we ensure that the f number is as low as our lens and the environment allows. In this example, we can go down to f2.8. If we want to achieve the full frame from foreground to background in focus, we close the aperture by increasing the f-stop as high as we can within the shooting environment. So bear in mind that by increasing the f-stop, you are reducing the amount of light coming in, so that you may need to compensate by adding an additional light source or increasing your ISO. Aperture, or f-stop, is not the only element that controls the look of your image. Focal length is also a major factor in controlling how shallow your depth of field is. Focal length is measured in millimeters. The lower the number, the wider the angle of view on the lens. We zoom in on a subject by increasing the focal length, meaning the number is higher and the field of view is narrower. As we increase the focal length or zoom in, we exaggerate the subject isolation from the background or achieve a shallower depth of field. For example, a 16mm lens is seen as a wide lens, used more for establishing shots to show a full scene. This will generally capture a deep depth of field. A 70mm to 200mm lens, also known as a telephoto zoom lens, will allow a higher focal length, exaggerating the shallow depth of field, therefore allowing you to isolate a subject from the background. Other techniques to achieve a shallow depth of field or isolate a subject from their background include moving your camera closer to the subject or moving your subject further away from the background.